healthy relationship should bring love, support, and happiness into your life. But what if your relationship is doing the opposite? Draining your energy, making you feel unworthy, and leaving you emotionally exhausted. This is what happens in toxic relationships. A toxic relationship is one that negatively impacts your well-being, either emotionally, mentally, or even physically. Unlike normal relationships where conflicts are resolved with communication and respect, toxic relationships are filled with manipulation, emotional abuse, and power struggles. Not all toxic relationships are physically abusive. Sometimes the worst damage is invisible. Toxic relationships destroy self-esteem, create constant stress, and leave you feeling trapped. If you're not sure whether your relationship is toxic, there are some major warning signs to look out for. One of the most common red flags is constant criticism and belittling. Instead of supporting you, your partner frequently puts you down, makes you feel stupid, or criticizes everything you do. They may make you feel like you are never good enough, and their words can damage your self-worth over time. Another warning sign is controlling and manipulative behavior. A healthy relationship is built on trust, not control. If your partner constantly demands to know your whereabouts, controls what you wear, who you talk to, or what you do, and uses guilt to manipulate your decisions, then you are in a controlling and toxic relationship. Another sign of a toxic relationship is constant drama and emotional roller coasters. Toxic relationships often feel like an emotional hurricane. One day, everything is perfect, and the next, it's a nightmare. If your relationship feels emotionally exhausting rather than fulfilling, it might be toxic. Another dangerous sign is gaslighting, where your partner makes you question your own reality. They may often say things like, "You're overreacting," "That never happened, you're imagining things," or "You're too sensitive." This is a major red flag, as it causes you to doubt your own perceptions and experiences. Walking on eggshells is another sign of a toxic relationship. Do you feel like you always have to be careful with your words and actions to avoid upsetting your partner? In a toxic relationship, even small things can trigger fights, and you may find yourself constantly living in fear of their reactions. A toxic partner also never takes responsibility. Instead of admitting their mistakes, they blame you for everything and refuse to apologize. If your partner always plays the victim, denies wrongdoing, and makes you feel guilty even when they are in the wrong, you are dealing with emotional immaturity and manipulation. One of the most dangerous signs of a toxic relationship is isolation from friends and family. Toxic partners often try to isolate you from your support system. They may discourage you from spending time with loved ones, make you feel guilty for talking to family or friends, or convince you that others are trying to ruin your relationship. This is a clear sign of control and emotional abuse. Another red flag is extreme jealousy and possessiveness. A little jealousy in relationships is normal, but excessive jealousy can be toxic. If your partner constantly accuses you of cheating, becomes angry when you talk to the opposite gender, or tries to control who you interact with, this is not love. It's insecurity and toxicity. Lack of respect for boundaries is another clear sign of a toxic relationship. Do they dismiss your needs, push your limits, or make you feel guilty for saying no? Healthy relationships respect boundaries, while toxic ones ignore them. Finally, emotional or physical abuse is the biggest warning sign. If your partner insults, threatens, or physically harms you in any way, this is abuse, not love. If you are in an abusive relationship, seek help immediately. No one deserves to be mistreated. You might wonder why people stay in toxic relationships. If toxic relationships are so harmful, why do people stay in them? The answer is complex. Many people stay because of fear of being alone. They convince themselves that being in a bad relationship is better than being single. Others stay because of low self-esteem. Years of emotional abuse can make a person feel unworthy of better treatment. Some people stay because they hope their partner will change, even when evidence says otherwise. Emotional dependency is also a major reason. The highs and lows of a toxic relationship create an addictive emotional cycle. Lastly, manipulation and guilt make it harder to leave. Toxic partners make you feel like leaving them is selfish or wrong, so you stay out of guilt or fear. Not all toxic relationships are doomed, but they can only be fixed if both partners acknowledge the toxicity. The toxic partner is willing to change, healthy communication is established, and professional help, therapy, or counseling is considered. However, if your partner refuses to change or denies the problem, it's time to walk away. Breaking free from a toxic relationship is difficult but necessary for your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. If your relationship is harming you, it's time to put yourself first. The first step is recognizing the toxicity and stopping the excuses for bad behavior. Next, seek support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist. Surrounding yourself with people who care about you can help you gain clarity. Setting boundaries is also important. Distance yourself emotionally and physically from your toxic partner. If your partner is abusive, make a safe exit plan before leaving. Focus on self-healing by practicing self-care, rebuilding your confidence, and rediscovering yourself. You deserve a relationship that brings love, respect, and happiness, not pain and exhaustion. Toxic relationships can destroy self-worth and make you feel trapped, but you are not alone. Recognizing the signs is the first step toward freedom. If your relationship is toxic, take action, either work on fixing it or walk away for good. Love should make you feel valued and safe, not broken and anxious. If your relationship makes you feel trapped, anxious, or unworthy, it's time to reevaluate. Love should heal, not harm. In conclusion, a toxic relationship can deeply affect your emotional, mental, and even physical well-being. If your relationship constantly makes you feel drained, anxious, or unworthy, it's time to take a step back and evaluate whether staying is truly in your best interest. Love should be built on respect, trust, and mutual support, not control, manipulation, and pain. You deserve to be in a relationship that uplifts you, not one that breaks you down. If you recognize the signs of toxicity in your relationship, don't ignore them. The first step is acknowledging the problem. Seek support from trusted friends, family, or a professional who can help you navigate your situation. Set firm boundaries and don't be afraid to walk away if necessary. Your happiness, peace of mind, and self-worth should always come first. Now it's your turn. Have you ever been in a toxic relationship? What are your thoughts on breaking free from unhealthy love? Share your experiences in the comments below. If you found this helpful, like, share, and subscribe for more relationship advice and self-improvement content. You are not alone and you deserve happiness. Never settle for less.